And we are back, and hopefully we have a stronger connection this time. We are here to review Captain Marvel, the cinematic masterpiece that is going to rock the Oscars next year and take every Golden Globe there. Oh, this is not going according to plan. This is not the way this movie was supposed to be. All right, so we have the review up at criticalblast.com, and I will link to it in the description as soon as we're done here. Full disclosure, I am not the writer of this piece. This piece is done by Jeff Ritter, who is a fantastic writer and reviews most of the theatrical release movies as well as live entertainment that happens in St. Louis. So if you're in that region and you want to know what's going on in the stage and theater scene, do check out his work. Jeff is not on Twitter, so he is not privy to the online battles back and forth between Captain Marvel will be great, Captain Marvel's going to suck. So this is an unbiased opinion from a longtime comic book fan and a lover of Marvel and the Marvel movies. So let's see what he's got to say. Thanos has already won. Captain Marvel fizzles. Well, that's an inauspicious start. Let's see where we take it from here. It seems so long ago, but it was only just a year ago when Marvel made cinema history. Just a couple of months prior to last year's Avengers: The Infinity War, Marvel released Black Panther. Director-screenwriter Ryan Coogler set the bar impossibly high, crafting not just a tremendous superhero movie, but a cultural sensation. The film was the 18th in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the 9th highest-grossing film worldwide of all time, and was nominated for Best Picture at this year's Academy Awards. The huge galaxy-spanning scope of Avengers: The Infinity War kept that film from being overshadowed by Black Panther, and the Russo brothers had an embarrassment of riches when crafting their first installment of the climactic finale to the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe to date. Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxies Volumes 1 and 2, Thor Ragnarok, Captain America: Civil War, and Marvel's joint venture with Sony Pictures, Spider-Man: Homecoming, were all highly successful in their own right. Marvel, it seemed, could do no wrong. This year, ahead of Avengers: Endgame, which brings the Marvel Cinematic Universe to a reset point, and ahead of Disney finalizing the deal that brings the Fantastic Four, Namor, Doctor Doom, and a whole bunch of beloved mutants back to the Marvel movie family, Captain Marvel gets the chance to set the stage for the final battle. With Chadwick Boseman debuting as the future King of Wakanda in Captain America: Civil War, audiences already had a sense of the character. Captain Marvel was given an end credit scene, or rather her iconography was, and if you haven't been a big Marvel Comics reader in recent years, you probably didn't recognize her symbol. Clearly, the old spy master Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, thought she was important enough to signal just before Thanos' snap that killed half the universe caught up to him. Maybe he should have called Shazam. While the intent was admirable, the execution of the Captain Marvel story was an abysmal failure. Directors, screenwriters Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck had success with Half Nelson, a 2004 Sundance Film Festival Prize winner and Best Actor Oscar nomination for Ryan Gosling, and the well-received 2008 baseball drama Sugar, but their 2010 adaptation of the Ned Vizzini young adult novel It's Kind of a Funny Story was only kind of successful. 2015's Mississippi Grind was shown at Sundance, but got only a limited theatrical release despite a cast headlined by Ryan Deadpool Reynolds. I'm not sure what Marvel Studios honcho Kevin Feige saw in those decidedly earthbound character studies that made him think they would be a good fit for a mostly cosmic superhero film, but it's a rare miss for the studio. Lacking the humor and understanding of the characters that made James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy films work so well, Captain Marvel gets lost in a clutter of exposition, poor development of the supporting cast, and a generally lackluster level of action for the most inherently powerful Marvel superhero to hit the big screen this side of Thor. For her part, Brie Larson does well as Carol Danvers, hotshot Air Force pilot, and eventual cosmically powered superheroine. Danvers is not as quick to quip as Black Widow or as unassuming as Scarlet Witch. Her military training grounds her, much like Captain America. She's self-confident in her melee combat skills thanks to her trainer, Jan Rog, played by Jude Law, the leader of Star Force, an elite combat unit of the Kree Empire. Wait, She's in the Air Force and Star Force? How does that work? That's the problem. Her origin story is as befuddling as listening to a President Trump speech. Bowden and Fleck have the cast ricocheting back and forth between deep space and Earth. She may be amnesiac, yet she generally seems to remember everyone she encounters. I can't fault Larson for the shortcomings of the script and direction. She projects an every woman persona. While gifted with great powers, she's still a normal person who looks out for very normal friends. She's Marvel's Wonder Woman in the sense that she's the kind of character young girls could aspire to be. And better still, she's an attainable role model. Nobody is ever going to attain Greek demigod status. It will be far more interesting to see how the Russo brothers incorporate her into Avengers Endgame than the hodgepodge homage, try to say that 3 times fast, of 80s, 90s action films that don't add up here. The rest of the cast is a mix of old and new, borrowed and blue. Star Force consists of Guardians of the Galaxy alumni Jimon Honsu and Lee Pace, returning to their roles as Korath the Pursuer and Ronan the Accuser, respectively. Gemma Chan plays Min Erva, the team's sniper and rival of Captain Marvel. Algenis Perez Soto is Captain Atlas, and Rune Temte is the muscular Bron Char. The blue-hued Kree warriors are resolutely loyal to the Supreme Intelligence, a kind of bioorganic artificial intelligence overlord who appears differently to each individual, as to view the Supreme Intelligence in its natural state is beyond human or Kree comprehension. To Carol Danvers, it appears in the form of scientist Wendy Lawson, an old friend from her past, played by Annette Bening. Larson's Earthbound co-stars include the aforementioned Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury and Clark Gregg as Agent Phil Coulson. Jackson and Gregg each borrowed 25 years of time to return their characters to 1995 condition, though the CGI isn't nearly as magical as Tahiti, as I'm sure fans of ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would agree. Lashana Lynch is an effective counterpoint to the chaos of Carol's life as her best friend Maria Rambeau, mother to cute and spunky Monica Rambeau, played at different ages by sisters Akira and Azari Akbar. McKenna Grace and London Fuller likewise play Carol Danvers at different times in her youth. The bad guy, sort of, is Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, a member of the Kree's hated enemy, the shape-shifting Skrulls. I can't explain why he's only sort of the bad guy without spoiling the plot, but consider this. There is no right side in any war. Oh my, I almost forgot. Stan Lee makes his final cameo appearance in Captain Marvel. Thank you, and Excelsior to you, Stan. So if I don't have any real issues with Brie Larson, and I generally like the rest of the cast, what's my problem? The first half of the film is bloated with disjointed exposition. Honestly, do we absolutely have to tell the origin story in every superhero's first film? Heck, it was some 40 years between Star Wars and Solo, and judging by the latter's dismal performance at the box office, fans were just fine not knowing the detail of Han Solo's origin. The Guardians of the Galaxy included a short segment on Star-Lord's origin, but Drax, Groot, Rocket, Gamora, and Nebula are mostly just explained in short, snappy banter. I Am Groot pretty much tells you all you need to know and doesn't get in the way of the film's flow or action. In Captain Marvel, the action never feels as big as it should be. Star Force should feel like the Guardians on steroids, with battle-tested warriors feared throughout the universe. For all of their implied prowess, they are woefully ineffective here. No wonder Peter Quill manages to take out Korath by himself, and Ronan with a dance-off when these warriors catch up to him closer to the current timeline. Why does Captain Marvel need so much power when a lucky fool like Quill gets the job done? If people had issues with Rey having a seemingly instinctual grasp of the Force in Star Wars The Force Awakens, they're certainly not going to be any happier here. I sincerely wish Bolin and Fleck had positioned Minerva as the real threat. It's a shame to leave Gemma Chan's character to simmer at petty jealousy and outsider mistrust. I'd have liked to see the character more fleshed out and maybe poised to return as the lead antagonist in a sequel. I'm not so sure this warrants a sequel, but advanced ticket sales will assure Disney a good, if not marvelous, return on their investment. Perhaps this misstep will make Disney reconsider their hard line on reinstating James Gunn, whose deft handling of the cosmic side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe was clearly superior. Probably not, though. The old mouse is less forgiving these days. Ultimately, the biggest disappointment I have is the missed opportunity. Perhaps it's unfair to compare Captain Marvel to Black Panther, but since they were both positioned to serve the same purpose, to set up each half of the Avengers versus Thanos grand finale, I feel I have no choice. That Ryan Coogler's inspired treatment reverberated around the world, and especially with people of African descent, was a huge bonus. I can't imagine that Kevin Feige planned for that reaction all along. Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck had the same opportunity to tell an empowering tale for women, given this opportunity to craft the first female-led entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They just fell flat at every turn. Nothing feels epic. Little feels cosmic. There aren't many truly funny moments or memorable lines. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is still the leader of empowering superheroines, and there's nothing wrong with that. Captain Marvel just doesn't feel like she's even close to being number 2. Letitia Wright's Shuri and Denai Guerrera's, did I say that right? Denai Guerrera's Okoye were both memorable in Black Panther. Marvel introduced their most powerful weapon against Thanos, and I'm afraid that many won't care. If Captain Marvel is indeed the one who takes down the Mad Titan, I will be extremely disappointed. And don't even get me started on her damn cat. Captain Marvel opens in the US on March 8th, 2019. If you have to ask if there are any in-scene credits, you've obviously never seen any of the 20 films they've already come before it. So why are you starting now? Wait for Shazam instead. It may prove to be the more enjoyable film to feature a character known as Captain Marvel. Or you could go see Battle Angel Alita. Same night. Thank you for coming by. It's been fun. We'll talk to you later.